When you want to hear about games and only games, look no further. This is the Games Only Podcast, your number one source for video game news, reviews, and opinions. With HP 1703.
In death, as in life, I shall honor my brothers.
Dr. Gumar.
The boss is here at last, boys.
And myself, Sunflower.
Fresh victim.
Games Only Podcast on iTunes and YouTube.
Hello and welcome to the Games Only Podcast, episode 36.
36.
Episode 36. And great. Leave that in. I am your host this evening, HP 1703, and like the salmon, I swim across against the current. Thank you.
Yep.
To my east,
the black current.
To my east, the man who knows words, the gefilte fish himself. It's Dr. Gumar.
Mazel tov.
Fantastic. And to my south and west, the man who can only be described as the holy mackerel. It's Sunflower 4000.
Holy mackerel!
Holy mackerel!
Hello, everybody.
Let's talk about some games, shall we?
Yes.
Let us start with a game that we all played together.
Yay, friendship.
Friendship. The PC exclusive A Valley Without Wind.
Why, that's an indie game that's procedurally generated, so no experience will be exactly the same.
That's correct.
We all play it together at the same exact time.
Unless we all play it together at the same exact time, which is exactly what we did.
First, I want to thank Lock Vincent at lockvincent.com for hooking us up.
Yes, he gave us these codes so kindly so we could experience the cooperative joy of this game.
So let's tell everybody it's an independent game with a procedurally generated world, like entire world, right?
It's meant to be like kind of like Castlevania, where you get new abilities.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it looks nice enough. It's got this strange futuristic look to it, and it's a platformer though.
2D.
So, yeah, the big map. Like I said, procedurally generated, so it's going to be different every time. But you know what? As much of a sucker as I am for procedurally generated things, I love the ideas. I love seeing it in games.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fell flat with me because it had a distinct lack of real structure and focus regarding the vision of the game and what you were going to see.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of seeing all these cool things that the developers made, they left it up to it being random, which can work sometimes in games like Minecraft, where you can find these incredibly beautiful places. But in a 2D game like this, you just have a lot of uneven ground you must traverse, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, I didn't know it was procedurally generated at first, and we're going in through a dungeon or a house. It's like basement 1, basement 2, bedroom 3, burnt room. And we were going upstairs to the basement, and I was just fucking confused, and then they told me it was procedurally generated. It all made sense at the end.
Yeah, right. So I think this game doesn't do a very good job incentivizing exploration, because a few different times we popped left. We possibly was kind of nothing there at all. There's kind of nothing to do.
It's true. Some of the problems with it all being procedurally generated, but having these kind of these hard checkpoints that are made by enemies, it means that once you do your exploration and you find, you go to all the different dead ends and then you go back. There's not really much to look for if you're just getting key items to continue on, and that's kind of a shame.
Yeah, it was very difficult to traverse in general, I think. And like Doc said, we were going down to go up, we were going up to go down. the maps didn't do a very good job kind of letting us know where we were supposed to go, because there wasn't necessarily a way we were supposed to go.
Right? And that's really the trade-off with a procedurally generated game, is that, like I was saying, you lose, there's no real focus that the developers can put on things if it's all random.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Metroid-style game, but that game works so well because of the map and the flow, and you go to this area, and you get this item, and it unlocks the next area, while this is just kind of like, well, we're just going to keep trudging on, and hopefully we find something interesting.
Right, yeah. One of the reasons Metroid works so well is the map was painstakingly thought out. You know, the fact that you end up basically right above from where you started, I think is brilliant, but it shows a foresight that this game really lacks.
Yeah, and I mean, that is by design for this,
right.
So I can't really fault them for it. And as an idea, it is cool, and it does push things forward just a little bit, making things more interesting, but at the same time, I think that a little bit more care would have gone a long way in a game like this.
Let's talk about some positive things. Was there anything about A Valley Without Wind that we enjoyed?
I like the graphics.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that art style. Kind of simplistic, but some cool features with futuristic housing and stuff like that, because it's a post-apocalyptic world or something. Heaven and Earth, the winds came up and blew shit down, I believe, was the actual description on the website.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's the cooperative element to the exploration, I thought was very fun.
Yeah, once you can get a server running, they can do some cool things, because the servers, they say you can go from, obviously one person, you play single player, up to, I think they said 200 people. They've only tested servers out for 8 people, but you can have, a server running with 200 people on it, and they can finish everything there is to do in the game real quick. But, the cooperative is a really nice aspect, but I didn't really find much of this game I enjoyed.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, even with 200 people, there's not much to the game. It's like, what exactly would 200 people do for the game? Not much.
No, unless there's some really tough-ass bosses.
But I never got the sense that it was easier or a better experience because there were more people, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, their leveling I didn't like, how you take a character, you could only level him up to 10, and if he dies, you need to start a whole nother character. So instead of actually developing your character and really liking him, you're just scared to level up even to level 10, because you're well, if I die, I lose all that shit, all those points I used to level. So I need to be careful with them. You're very tentative in that. There's this strange, I guess it's unlocking new abilities in which you collect resources, but that wasn't explained much at all. It doesn't say, okay, you need these items to get this ability or to level up that ability. It's just well, when you come with a bunch of items, just show up here, and maybe we'll tell you that you unlocked something, or maybe you didn't.
It does kind of feel half-baked, and especially on the online component, the menus are baffling. The joining other people is not for the faint of heart, and it's just it's pretty bad on the back end.
Yeah.
I had to hop on some forums before we were able to get a server started that we could all join.
It is still interesting, though, and it is an interesting game, and it's certainly, I can't say you should go buy it, but I can say that it was definitely an experience I'm glad I went through and took a little bit of, because then it just makes me a little bit more well-rounded in the end, and I know what I'm looking for, and I know not to get an instant boner when people talk about procedurally generated, because I need to temper that boner.
Yeah,
I need not be so excited.
I find that procedurally generated games are kind of just like time kills.
Well, in a way, a lot of games are like that, though. Diablo, for instance, would have random loot, which in a way is...
Yeah.
And of course, random dungeons as well. But, it really depends on the developer's skill and what they're doing and what kind of game it is. Mm-hmm. So, it doesn't necessarily fit for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this game does have an end, because there's a checklist of things that you need to get done, to complete everything. There's achievements as well, so that's a nice perk. And I think you get bonuses for achievements, too.
What do you mean bonuses?
Like if we killed, I think at one point we killed 40 like the electric elements or something like that, and we all got a little perk of something.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
remember what it was.
Yeah. We ran faster or something. We leveled up our sprint or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Leveled up or sprint.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and that chimed out through the heavens. It leveled up your sprint, and that was it. That's how we knew.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I don't know that any of us could recommend you go out and buy this game.
It is available on Steam for, I believe, $15. They had a launch week sale, which I believe is over.
Yeah.
So when this goes on sale around Christmas time for like $5, I'd say you should check it out. If you like that type of game.
I think you could definitely get $5 out of this game.
But man, the trailer for this game is so misleading because I was looking at it and it's like Super Metroid, and Locke was telling me it's like, oh man, it's like Super Nintendo. I'm like, oh great, this could be awesome, and then it was like kind of disheartening.
Yeah, it's a shame, but at the same time, like I said, I think it was good for me to grow as a person.
Aww.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got all deep on that, huh?
We did. I don't know where to take us from the depths.
Let's go from depth to extremely shallow.
All right. What do you think?
I'm thinking Modern Warfare 3 Revisited, Sonny.
Okay.
Yeah, I rented that to play in a community play date that arrived one day late, so I ended up playing a little bit alone, and yeah, this pretty much cemented my thoughts on Modern Warfare being a game for casual gamers that aren't really into many other games.
I played a bit of it last week as well with my friend from work.
What for?
He just wanted to play some games, and I was like, cool, I'll play.
Oh. I mean, it's not horrible, it's such a little sink of time. The dog is shaking, by the way, in case you couldn't tell what that clinking was.
I couldn't.
I thought it was the ice cubes in your highball.
But, I just playing it, and all it does is remind me that, this kind of big budget gaming isn't doing us any favors. It's a shame. I'm still having enough fun with it, but it's just this incredibly simple grind, and I don't know. I guess I just don't see the appeal anymore, and that's good because I don't want to lose a lot of my life. But yeah, at the same time, it's like this. I really feel such a huge disconnect between games like this and the other stuff that I've played or have been playing. Mm-hmm. Infinitely different, and that difference is really pronounced now for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, after playing like Gears of War 3 and Mass Effect 3, those multiplayers, this is entirely way too fast for me now. Like, if I wanted to get back into it, I would need to grind. But it's just, you kind of just run in, you shoot some things, you get shot, and you just rinse and repeat. There's no real thought that goes along with it. And sure, I'm sure there's people that play at very high levels that really think things through for what they're doing. But, I mean, for me, it's just like way too fucking quick to do anything. It just didn't feel enjoyable, didn't feel fun. So, what are you gonna
do? This is interesting that you both played this this week because we got just a little information on the next Call of Duty, Black Ops 2.
Oh man, that game looks batshit crazy.
Yeah, I actually, when it was announced, when I heard that it was announced, I felt like I was really done with the series, but it sounds like they're really trying to do some new things with this series.
There's mechs. There's helicopters.
A jet flying sequence. There's supposedly multiple endings based on the decisions that you make.
They brought it back old school. There's horses.
There are horses. And there are also supposedly multiple ways to complete objectives. You can either snipe or you can stick with a target and be on the ground and that kind of thing. It's just different enough that I might want to check it out, and I was kind of done with that style of game after.
But I mean, for that single player, it's I don't think it would warrant a buy. You buy it if you want playing the multiplayer. I think it would warrant a rent.
Right. Yeah, and for the most part, I like to just rent shooters because I play it for a weekend and play the campaign and give it back to Redbox or GameFly or whoever I got it from.
Luckily, no talk of an online pass.
Haha. Yeah, so I am cautiously optimistic that Black Ops 2 will be a game that will be interesting to me.
You all right there, buddy?
I'm fine.
Talking to Mr.
I was adjusting my headset. I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
all right. So we went from a game I was optimistic about to now a game that I have no hope for, the Fable Heroes demo.
Oh, man.
I want to hear about this because it looks like no.
Okay, let's do us a favor. We did Trials Evolution. Sonny played Bloodforged 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I'm like, okay, I gotta play the fucking demo for the next one just because it's Arcade Next, supposed to be good games, and man, does this game suck.
Is this like Mario Party?
No,
It's a brawler, I believe.
I could see where you might get a little Mario Party out of it. I mean, what they try to do is kind of interesting, but just like the main aspect of the game, which is a brawler, you have attack and you have strong attack. The strong attack comes out way too fucking slow, so you just pretty much have attack.
Okay.
You have a roll. You roll around with a crew of 4 people. Mine will happen to be AI controlled, which are a bunch of dumbasses. And you beat shit up, collect coins, and there are options to mess with the other party to try and steal coins from them. And some strange power-ups. You play as puppets from the Fable series.
It doesn't sound so bad.
The brawling is done terribly. I see Castle Crashers as a great brawler, and games of that style. 2D is excellent for brawlers. This is a 3D game. It's still, they kind of make it look 2D at some points, but the camera moves around. You don't have any control of the camera, and it will move around, and you will lose your character in a big mob of people because of the camera. You will, it just makes strange angles that your controls don't make much sense anymore. Like, you want to move forward, so go to the right. And the angles don't work out too well. It's poorly executed for a brawler. They did like a 2D game. It probably would have been just fine. It's rather simplistic, even the generic fighting. Obviously, I played through the tutorial level. That's what they have for the demo. And they have a boss fight at the end. And the boss fight is grueling long, but they pretty much just repeat the same pattern over and over again. So once you pick up the pattern, it just takes forever to kill the boss.
But that's how these games have always been.
But there wasn't really much of a challenge, though. I mean, my AI people were just like taking the hits, and I was just kind of chilling back, running up, hitting something, running away. The game revolves around a lot of it to level up your character and to buy things. You need to pick up coins from the enemies, but they have a whole slew of ranged classes, and if you kill the enemy, the coins drop, and anybody playing with you can go pick up those coins, and that's their prerogative to pick up the coins to help them. So if you're a long-range class and you're killing the enemy, you're not picking up any fucking coins. So you're not going to progress your level at all. So it seems extremely unbalanced. It just wasn't fun. The leveling system was almost interesting. You take those coins, depending on how many coins you make in a level, you get a certain amount of dice rolls. And you level up by rolling a die across, like a Monopoly board, it looks like. And you land on a space, and it says, okay, this space is for your weapon. So you can level up your weapon, you pay this much money to get this, or this much money to get that, and then you could roll another die if you have more die rolls. But it was long.
It sounds like an interesting level mechanic. I like that.
It is interesting, but like just the way it was shown, like the controlling around the board was poorly done. And in order to continue to level, you have to play the shitty brawler. So I mean, it wasn't quite so interesting.
Do each of the characters level separately, or?
Yeah, it's all based off of how many coins you collected in the level.
But like, if you wanted to switch characters from,
I'm assuming it does. If you want to go from like the hero to the hammer, which the hammer is the person holding a hammer.
That makes sense.
and the hero's the guy with the sword. But if you want to switch, I'm not sure because I didn't fucking play that much because it was just ridiculous after one run through.
Okay. Yeah,
you think we could say that the Fable series may be pretty much dead due to Molyneux leaving Lionhead Studios and this kind of crap coming out?
I was just going to ask if any of us still have reverence for it, because I liked the first one. I didn't necessarily like the second one, and the third one is sealed on my shelf.
Yeah,
I really like the second one.
I still haven't played the third one yet. The first one was entirely too short for me. It wasn't bad, but it was way too short for me to find it like acceptable as an RPG. And the second one was all right, nothing too amazing.
So, right, I mean, they're going to come out with this Connect Fable thing where you're on a horse or whatever. I don't even know what it is, but they're still cranking out Fable games, and I don't know why. I don't know who out there is like, oh, good, another Fable game.
I mean, Fable Heroes would be great for like a child, a 10-year-old, maybe
but
like an 8.
Would any 10-year-old know the Fable universe enough to care?
No,
they
not at all.
could, but
I mean, it's just they use cute puppet representations of classes and characters from the Fable series. So, I mean, it's just kind of they maybe had this IP before, and they're like, well, let's just throw Fable on there because try and get some more money. That might be what they're doing with the horse game too. But yeah, definitely not happy with Fable Heroes. I kind of knew what was going to be going into it, but I felt obliged to play it.
Oh,
well, thank you for jumping on the grenade.
Yeah,
yes,
you're welcome. Now I have no arms and no legs, and I just roll around all day with my dick hanging out. Thanks.
I love how juvenile this gets.
Just like someone who played Trials Evo.
Great game. Finally got some money.
Yay.
Bought Trials Evolution, because God knows I played that Trials the Trial of Trials. I played that 20 times. And that game's fantastic. It's a lot better than these fools said so last week. Love that game.
I told you it's a glutton for punishment.
Oh man, have you guys? Oh wait, neither you bought it, Doc, but you did not, HP, right?
Correct.
They have a Terminator 2 track, which is some of the sweetest shit I've ever seen. Holy cow!
They have a Limbo track.
They do have that, but Terminator 2, bro.
And did you play the Giga track yet or no?
Yeah, I did. Zero faults, no problem.
These are lies.
Yeah.
These are lies.
I did play the Giga track, and it was 10 minutes of pain and suffering, but I'm going back trying to do it with no problems. It's only a 7-minute track if you make no mistakes.
Yeah, I think our friend at the show, Smokestorm, did that today. So
yeah, I'm gonna show him up. I can't let that fool win, even though I'm really not great at the game. I've played online and I've failed miserably, but as with all online games, these assholes probably don't have jobs or don't go to school. So that's what I blame my loss on.
Is there any way to weed out the multiplayer based on kind of an ability like medals earned or something?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really. Which is kind of a shame, but the multiplayer is honestly not a huge, strong draw. There were just some achievements I was like, maybe I can get that. No.
I'm sorry, Kermit, you can't.
But, dude, Terminator 2 track. It was created. You start in the future, where there's all the skeletons going around.
Right.
Then eventually you do the ravine chase with the semi.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll look at that because I haven't done any of the user-generated content yet. So maybe
I've spent some time in there, and there's a lot of really good tracks and really interesting ones. You can vote them up or down. There are different categories, like which ones the developers pick as some of their favorites and things like that. So there's really no excuse to accidentally get a shitty track, which is nice, because you know where the quality is. I mess with the track creator, not my thing, but I don't know, great game, $15, definitely worth it. I love this game. It's fantastic. Woo!
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 But you guys did all the talking about it last week, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Love it.
No, I'm super glad that you finally got a chance to buy this game. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
A+.
Great. Yes. Good.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. You
Wait
love it,
a minute.
Give it 9 out of 10? Really?
You can round up.
Okay. So, That was okay. That was kind of a game we talked about a while ago, and so is Apples to Apples, the Xbox Live Arcade title.
I remember last time you talked about this, you said it was broke as hell and you couldn't play it online.
It was broke as hell, and I couldn't play it online.
Still is broke as hell?
They have patched it, and it is fixed as hell. So yeah, I got 3 or 4 hours in last Friday night with a group of friends. Just
one night?
Yeah. So the
I
good
guess
thing,
it's great.
Yeah.
well, Apples to Apples is a game that I really enjoy. It's that the card game where you want to match a funny card in your hand with kind of this base card that somebody else has, and then that person picks their favorite based on whatever their criteria is for picking it. And yeah, I'm not going to say a whole bunch about it because it's better in real life. But if you've already purchased this game for some reason because you purchased it before knowing it was broke, or two, if you have a bunch of people online that you can't physically be with, and you're just into hanging out for a couple hours, some night, it's really great.
There's a bunch of free alternatives of this game online. I remember we played one probably a year ago with the IRC channel, and it was fun, but we didn't have to pay for it. Does this do anything special?
Does it do anything special? I mean, you can alter the kind of the rules of the game to make them however you want. There are maybe a dozen or more different things that you can alter to make it, more fun for your group of people.
Okay. That makes sense for like a board game, because a lot of times when people play a game, they sometimes come up with their own rules and just go with that.
Yeah, which is really cool. So we ended up, my group ended up playing a couple different times before we figured out the way that we really like to play it. And then we played a few more times. The problem with games like this is, especially card games, there's a finite number of cards, and if you play any extended period of time, you see the same cards over and over again, and it kind of gets old. So this is a game that you basically play once every month or two, and have a good time with. I already owned the game, so I don't remember how much it is. I don't know that I can necessarily recommend this to people to just buy and try to hop online. Like, if you don't have a group of people you can play this with, it is not worth it, because most of the fun is just, making each other laugh and joking around and having fun with each other and the game. It's not something you can hop into a multiplayer not knowing anybody and have a real good time with. So yeah, Apples to Apples is fixed. If you already own it, go play it. Nothing.
Okay.
Great. Fantastic.
The time I can get friends together, it's good if you've got a crew that's willing for that. And like you said, it's going to be really good for them.
Right. If you have friends in real life, I recommend this or the more adult version, Cards Against Humanities. And yes, in real life, those games are a lot of fun to just hang out and
kind of make me sleepy.
Oh.
Aww.
Well,
not that you'd know anything about that, since I slept through every single night of card games you guys played.
Yeah. So, what's a game that you didn't sleep through, Sonny?
I didn't sleep through the extreme boner that I've had for Super Monday Night Combat, a game I've been playing a lot more, and so is Doc.
Yeah, I started playing a bit of it last night. A lot has changed since Monday Night Combat on the Xbox Live Arcade. It feels a lot different, even though the core mechanics are the same. You're this goofy character that shoots other people, but the main style that changed is that at the end of every single area, the game's a cross between a third-person shooter and MOBA, a MOBA game, or Dawn of the Ancients, that style game. So at the end, there's this base that you have to try and occupy, and the main change between Monday Night Combat and Super Monday Night Combat is that the only way to destroy the other person's base is with your AI-controlled robots. That kind of just follow a path and just end up hitting anything in their way. So it's
basically constant pressure that goes to each side, and you're supposed to influence the pressure and how it moves.
Yeah, so you're pretty much just escorting your robots to the end, while in the original Monday Night Combat, you could go in there and take down the money ball, the base at the end.
Not true.
Okay, I remember...
Lie.
I remember explicitly
Lies.
Being an assassin and running in there and actually hitting the money ball.
You can't do that without the bots.
You can't do that in this.
In overtime, I don't know that Super Monday Night Combat is timed, but in the Xbox Live version, there was an overtime. It was a specific amount of time for the regular match. Then in overtime, the ball dropped by itself, and then you could just hit it. But during the regular match, it had to be brought down by bots.
Okay. But there's no time in this now, so they got rid of that completely.
Which is interesting, because I kind of liked overtime. It was an interesting idea to just drop balls.
Because the Xbox is a different climate. People really want to get in a lot of matches as quick as possible. While the people that are going to be drawn to Super Monday Night Combat are people like shooters and people that have been playing League of Legends or Dota 2 now, those style of games. But it's fun. I got to get into a bit more. The leveling up is crazy. Getting all the endorsements and stuff like that. You can use real money to purchase custom things for your characters. Like your gunner can have a different head that you pay money to get, and different arm pieces. And, instead of like the guy, was he a Samoan? Instead of like that guy's head, you can just replace it with something else. Maybe like his head with some war paint on or some other things. And different colored guns and stuff like that. But
how does the purchase of the actual hero, the pros, how does that work?
I think it's the same. I haven't played much. I think it's the same setup as League of Legends, in which every week they have 6 pros that you're allowed to use, and then they'll rotate every other week. And I think if you save up enough in-game currency, or you can just flat out spend your money, you can purchase a pro to keep specifically. You can use at any time.
Okay, so it would be possible to just buy all the pros and
not have to worry about it,
not have to worry about the rotation. Okay. Yeah. Sonny, initial thoughts of Super Monday Night Combat?
Blah, blah. I talked about it many, many weeks ago, but the game, in its finished, roughly, state, the game's great. It's fun to play, and even if you're not so good, you can still pick a class where you can contribute.
Yeah, shoot some bots.
Or perhaps heal the team, because the other day I played 2 games and I got 0 kills in 2 games. Why? Because I was healing my friends.
Yay.
I got a lot of assists. So it's fun, it's free, and there's plenty to do, and I'd really like to try it with you. And yes, it has controller support, so I don't want to hear you bitching, HP.
Yay! Controller support.
I think one of the only problems, at least my personal problem, is that you're only allowed one specific pro per team. So, like, I wanted to play as the gunner originally, and then someone on my team picked gunner first, so I couldn't play as him. I had to go to somebody else.
Yeah, but that's fine. That stops people from trying to break the game.
Yeah, it does.
You all be this class, and they managed to exploit it in some fashion. So I'm fine with that.
The Monday Night Combat, the regular edition, didn't restrict.
Yeah, we could all run there as assassins if we wanted to.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Interesting bunch of changes. I know that this one has kind of a jungle, I guess they call it, like a wild area that's not really controlled. Controlled by.
You're talking about the jungling tactic?
Yes. Yeah. And that's new to this game as opposed to the last.
Oh, yeah. There are robots that are not on either side in some areas,
I've always been a big fan of taking the jungling approach anyhow. So
Yeah, you can level up pretty quick sometimes when you jungle. But yeah,
low press.
low
pressure.
I mean, this game's free to play, so there's no excuse why anybody would not play it, even if you are a console snob like HP over here. Which we're trying to break him because he did play a Valley Without Wind with us.
I did. It's true.
Nothing like convincing him his first taste of a delicious food, and you gave him the part that was scraped on the outside of your butt.
Hey, that could be a delicacy.
Well, that's know. if it's Doc's butt.
I'd really be looking forward to playing some other PC games with you, HP, though. Like, on the real, man. When are we going to play Magic? That'd be cool.
All right.
We're all picking up that Diablo 3.
The Diablo.
You're all picking that up.
That Diablo triple.
Trade.
I've been kind of tempted to do it, and then I'm going to look, and it's going to be like $60, and I'm like, oh, god damn it. Do I really want to do this? And I probably will, because we're not very sound with our money. So... Thank you, Spectre Packs.
Yeah.
HP will look at a game and be like, okay, so I could buy this many Spectre Packs or this new game.
That's how I view buying food. Like, that sandwich is 3 Spectre Packs. I don't think so.
I can either get an actual combo, or I can get off the dollar menu and buy some Spectre Packs with that shit.
Give me some small fries, bitch.
Give me some Spectre Packs with my Nugget Pack. Thank you.
Speaking of unbelievable, incomprehensible things, Sonny, are you done with Warriors Orochi 3? Did you finish?
I just wanted to say that Spectre Pack McNuggets joke is probably joke of the year.
Thank you, Sunflower. You know, this is why we can't have nice things, you know that? At least HP humors me.
You're right. This is why we can't have nice things.
If there's one person I want judging my comedic styling, it is Sunflower 4000, that's for sure.
Oh, you're funny, but you didn't say anything funny. Anywho, no, I'm just playing with you guys. I was just staring at you when you were talking about McNuggets and Spectre Pack, saying, I wonder when they're going to stop talking about Mass Effect 3.
When I started talking about Warriors Orochi 3.
I know, and then this guy with the cigarettes.
And then you brought it all back.
I know, and we're still going. But Warriors Orochi 3...
Now, are you done?
Yes and no. I'm
okay.
done with the main story, but the main story is probably about 15 to 20 stages.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's 72 of them in the game.
Right. That's why I was... that's why I found this unbelievable. Okay, so... You're done playing it?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
I'm going to play the hell out of this game until I get every single trophy that there is, and then I'm probably going to buy it on 360 if I can find it, because it's the perfect game to zone out and enjoy. It's so much fun to just kill dudes, work towards these distant goals, you know, like unlocking somebody, or making a stage, or raising your compatibility so you can unlock different stages. It's so casual for a gamer like us, because you can just kind of tune out and, you know, you decompress, you recuperate. When you're done, you're like, hey, I just played this game for 2 hours, and you know what? I feel pretty good. I'm going to go to bed, or whatever. It's great. I love this game. It is the ultimate Warriors Orochi game. So many characters, man. 132. I've talked about this before. 132. It's so good. There are so many things, so many stages, and so many different things to accomplish that you're never working for nothing. Unfortunately, there are 2 very big flaws in the game.
One.
I've talked about it before. Well, one of them is you get spit to the main menu if you die.
Oh.
No progress save, no nothing. It's a shame.
That's the worst.
There's one character that is notorious where if it hits its super move, you're going to die unless you do something very quickly. And by the time you realize what she's doing, sometimes it might be too late. So every time I see that little bitch, it's on. I go 3-way super move, and we just kill her because I'm not letting her even have a prayer. Not even happening. Because, man, I learned that lesson quick. And you can save in between missions and things like that, but I just never do. It's just not... It's not something I always do, which is the same problem.
Save in between missions.
Yeah, the second you see her or know she could be on that map,
you're like, oh god, it's Himiko, let's kill her. But the game is just so good, and then I played online cooperatively with friend of the show and valued donator of A Valley Without Wind, Loch Vincent. Boy,
at Loch Vincent.
I am not sure if this is the PS3's fault for being a piece of shit, or if it's as shitty on the 360.
Oh, okay.
Did I talk about this last week, where we tried to join a game?
No.
You've got like 3 different options. You can go to Quick Battle to find somebody else to play cooperatively with, which is cool. It's cool to play cooperatively with your friends. I like it. And then there's got Start Game with Friend.
Okay.
And then there's Recruit. And then there's like Squad, and they all seem to do the same thing.
Okay.
But you don't have really a lobby, and you send your invitation, but somebody else can squeak in, depending on which one you choose, but it doesn't tell you which one's the right one, if it's the Squad or if it's Recruit or what. And then, in case you do find your friend, okay, it's time to go, let's play this stage. If they've never played it or beaten it, spit you to the main menu.
Oh, God.
You know what that means? No save. Just vomits you right out, right to the main menu each time. And you're like, wow, did you beat the game? Whoever beat the game needs to not host. It is really, really bad. And, I don't see experiences like that very often on the 360 because most things have some semblance of a party or lobby system there.
Yeah.
But, if it's the same, I wouldn't really be too surprised. Network play was definitely an afterthought for these assholes. But those are the only problems I have with the game. Other than that, it is fantastic. You know what? You should be playing it alone anyway, just because you normally would. So, it's such a good game, guys. So good. I'm shaking both of you by the collar. I'm saying, it's good, Doc. Spit that cigarette out of your mouth. It's good. And I say, HP, come here. Put down the cucumber.
How did you know I had a cucumber?
What were
in
you
my
doing
mouth?
with a cucumber?
I saw your
worry about
silhouette. Anywho, so yeah, that's still a great game. And I'm still playing Witcher 2. Almost done with it, I think. I'm on the second disc. I'm getting where I need to go. The game is so much easier than the PC version, though. My goodness. They've made a lot of concessions, and I know that HP, you've been hearing a lot of people talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Has any of the talk about this game pushed you in one way or another to maybe want to get it a little earlier and play it a little sooner?
Until May 16th, I am busy. After May 16th, however, I think this is at the top of my list.
Okay.
This and Amalur, because I think both of them will be major time sinks, and I'd like to
They're
give
definitely very different games. Amalur is much more cartoony, which is anything. But are you the type of person
Yes.
who would open up the Codex in Dragon Age and read things?
No, I don't like reading.
Okay.
This doesn't make any sense.
Coming from a former English major.
Right.
You may have a hard time coming to grips with some of the story if you don't read a little bit of the backstory, which is an unfortunate byproduct of it being a sequel to a game that did not release on 360 and therefore HP has not played.
Oh,
which is a shame. But if you take a little bit of time and brush up on things that don't make sense, they do very good journal entries. They're not overwhelming. They tell you just what you need to know. I highly recommend doing that so that you can be familiar with certain people's motivations and why certain things are important. But fantastic game. Love it. I love how mature it is. Somehow I've managed to go through the whole game. I haven't had anyone proposition me, except one woman who, the mayor was being eaten by a troll, and she was like, do you want to come to my room? And I was like, mayor's getting eaten. We got shit to do, ma'am.
She must have hated that mayor. Hey, I don't like that fucker. You just want to come back to my place, have a little drink?
Yeah, well, little did she know I cared about that mayor. But, things like that, all this offensive stuff, I'm just not seeing it yet. And maybe it's because I took a certain path, but, yeah, great game. And it's very dark still, which is always good. Who doesn't like darkness?
The light.
Exactly. And with the exception of Minecraft on 360, that is all I've been playing. And I cannot talk about Minecraft on 360 due to embargo, but I do look forward to playing it with you guys.
When does that release for normal people?
I believe a week from today.
Oh, wow, okay.
I heard Thursday. The embargo's up on Monday, and I thought it would release like normal on Wednesday, but I heard Thursday in there. So keep an eye open for Wednesday or Thursday. It is $20.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think there's any way I would enjoy that game.
You don't like to play with your friends?
I mean, I can play other games with my friends, though.
Not if they're playing Minecraft.
This is
but that's
true.
okay.
And I just get some new friends.
I can say this, though. The achievement list has been leaked, and you can probably get all 400 achievements in about 20 minutes if you work at it.
Done.
Yep. So just thought I'd throw that out there because they seem fairly simple, and they mirror the PC version's achievements.
All right.
So, judging from the PC version's achievements, you can get it in about 20 minutes.
All right.
So there you have it. That's all I've been playing, except for what I'm getting ready to play.
What's that?
You may or may not remember. It's been a while. I had bought a game called Arma 2 for the PC long ago, back in the Modcast days.
Wow.
It's a tactical shooter, first-person shooter, where you use every button on your keyboard to do many
It's supposed to be
things.
really hard, right?
Well, it's very realistic, and it can come up with random procedurally generated missions for you to do. You would do a patrol for an hour. You'd get, they'd land a helicopter, and it's up to you, and you do the patrol, and you just take care of business, whatever you hear on your radio. It's for people that are really big fans of pretending like they're really in the military. Like the communities that have sprung up for this game are ridiculous, and they play so realistically, and they'll have their own call signs that they have to use while they talk to each other, and it's a very, very serious affair. And it's really cool. I've always really liked hearing about those, where the people really get into it and they want the immersion level to just go through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I always think those are really cool. And I could never get into them nearly as much as these other people do, but I always wanted to. But I bought it a ways back. It didn't perform so well on my computer. I figured I needed a better one. But then I hear today, actually, about this mod that came out for the expansion to Arma 2, which is called something or other. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Something or other. I'm pretty sure that's it.
It's something or other. But it's called DayZ. And what it does is it gives you a gigantic map that's like 225 square kilometers, which is a lot of space.
Yeah, what is that in real people distance?
I don't know, 100 square miles or so.
Sure, all right.
That's pretty big.
Yep.
Right. Especially for a first-person shooter where you walk like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
But it spits you into this game on their own special servers that they have. They've got about 15 of them. And what's going on is you are vomited out into their world at a spot, and you have a pistol. You can get hungry. You need to eat food to live. And there are some zombies out there. Not a ton. This isn't like Left 4 Dead where you wade through hundreds every mission or anything like that. But there are zombies out there. And there are other people out there. And the other people can kill you and take your things so that they can survive. The other people that are playing the game. And the thing is, when you die in the game, you're done. They don't let you back in until another game starts up.
Whoa.
We're talking days that you're out, if not more. It's called... the concept is permanent death, and until that game is done, which it very well never may be. People could play it forever, or everyone dies. So you really value your life, and the idea is not that you're fighting zombies the whole time. They're just there to push things along. You've got this hunger mechanic, and you've got to trade, and you can fix up vehicles and things like that, but you can't really do too much of it alone. So you have to talk to other people. But these people probably want to kill you and take your stuff. So it's like this crazy social game. It's a social game where you have to play against the other people. And even... You've heard about EVE Online where people are just totally cutthroat. This very well may be the case here, but if you make a real bad name for yourself, like, hey, this is the guy who shot all of his friends in the back of the head, and that's why he's got all this nice stuff, people will naturally form together and come after you, most likely. So it's got its own cool little developments that go on. And, it has a sound meter and a sight meter, and you can, sneak around in the middle of the night and avoid zombies if you're very careful, but it's got to be the most intense experience ever, and I can't wait to experience it.
What happens when you stop, like, if you want to stop playing for a while, what happens to your dude?
I believe you can log off and everything will be okay and you can come back.
Okay.
You can't just dive out of the game. I think there's a timer, whether it's 30 seconds or a minute before you can actually leave. So if someone's coming towards you shooting, you can't be like, ha-ha, Merlin, and I'm out of here. You can't do anything like that. But you need to find a safe place. And
right.
Just these crazy moments. Like I was listening about a friend of mine listening to him talk about what he had played. And he said, I was just all alone out here in this big field, and I see this white Jeep far away, just like driving along, and I'm praying it didn't see me, but I really kind of hope they did, because if they're good people, I really needed a ride, but I was terrified to signal to them, because then that would mean, I need help, and that's really easy to exploit. So just this incredibly tense atmosphere that I really want to be a part of.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of metagame thing that you really get into.
Holy crap, let me tell you. It's all I want to play right now. I need $20 for this expansion.
You want to go roll in there all together with a big deep crew and just run stuff? Be the kingpin?
I want to go with my friends, because I would trust you guys. And what's really funny about the game
I would shoot you in the back of the head.
Well, since it's a first-person shooter, like when you see other people, their default stance is like holding a gun up. So even when you're just looking at someone talking to them, it adds so much tension because you're pointing your gun right at them. Things like that.
Can you lower your weapon? Can you holster it?
I don't believe you can. I mean, you might want to, but it's still in alpha state, which means they're changing things. The zombies look really bad when they're running towards you and things like that. And there's some people who've put out some videos online. You can burn a good couple hours watching some people try make a journey, see what that's like. But boy, do I want in on this. I want in on this so much, and the people that run these servers are serious business. They're those same types of people I was referring to earlier that are like, oh, you got to use your call sign. So it's like, if you're acting out of character, it's like, let me just open a web browser, they'll be like, and just like kill you. So you have to basically role play in these games. And boy, does it sound exciting or what?
Well, the only problem I would have is you can't really jump right in because it's still Arma 2, and that takes a lot of learning to how to play that efficiently.
I played some of it, and it's not that bad to get the basic mechanics down.
Okay.
But, in the middle of the night, if you drop a flare to sea and someone else sees that, they can just destroy you. This other guy got killed for a can of Coke that he had.
Delicious.
He had dropped the flare at night to try to navigate this minefield, I think it was. And these three I guess they're called bandits, whatever you want to call these people, showed up and were like, you need to give us your shit. And the guy was like, I need help out of this minefield. And they're like, will you give us your things? And he was like, I just need to get out of the minefield. So they shot him and took his stuff. And he was done. He was done for that game. He'll never get a chance to get back at those people. Not in that game. So I don't know. It's getting a lot of publicity right now on the internet, and these are just little homemade fan servers that are going on that are running these games, and there's only like 15 of them going on at any time. So I need to experiment and see exactly what kind of load it's dealing with, if it's even possible for me to get into a game now, especially with it starting to not really blow up in popularity, but people are starting to pay attention and notice it. But I'm interested, man. I'm so interested. It looks like so much fun.
Well, good. I'm very glad. That sounds like
I'd love to have my friends come with me, but I don't want to push you guys to buy Arma 2 because you may not like the game.
I might already own it because I own a lot of Steam games.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I own it too, but I'd have to buy the expansion. Like I said, it's just $20. The whole pack is like $40. Don't do it just yet. Wait till I report back, but I will. Somewhere in the world, there are videos that I will somehow link to people who want to know about it.
Okay, so with our group, we're all going to stay holed up in our safe house, and we're just going to set Sonny out to do some research.
That's not even necessary. Like, we may start in different areas. We may have to find each other.
Fun. Interesting.
Yeah. It's not like we're going to show up in a group and we're like, yeah, we're taking over.
My assumption is you can only talk to people who you are actually in proximity with?
Yeah, I believe they use a program called Mumble, which does positional audio. It's kind of like a Ventrilo where you can get on and speak to people, except it keeps track, and I've seen this work with Left 4 Dead 2. Depending on how close you are, people's volumes drastically fall if they're far away. So it could be very interesting.
Yeah, that
actually sounds like a blast, yeah.
Yeah, it does. But at the same time, it's like permadeath. You make a big mistake, you'll be paying for it for quite some time.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there at your computer for a couple hours. You're like, motherfucker, I wish I could still be playing this game.
Probably more than that, because these games go on for days and days.
Now, what happens, though, if like, some people are rolling in a crew, like if we were rolling in a crew and we just didn't want to kill each other? We were the last ones survived.
Well, that's fine. The zombies will probably eventually get you.
Oh, okay.
Because it forces you to explore because of the hunger mechanic. You have to go out, you have to forage for things, which means you have to stumble across other people, which means you also have to deal with zombies every once in a while as well. And it's not, like I said, it's not waves upon waves of zombies. And it's got a counter on it showing how many zombies are in the world. And it's got as high as 1,500, but 1,500 zombies in a 100-mile radius, that's not so bad.
Mm. That and you might just then die of starvation.
How does the ammo mechanic work?
You got to forage for that as well.
So you could be out of ammo, wandering around.
You could also literally bluff your way into taking somebody's shit as well. So.
Yeah. What else can go wrong? I'm sure there's no healing mechanic. So like if you get shot in the leg.
It has bleeding mechanics and broken bones that you can suffer, and you will eventually die from these things if you do not get them treated. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really super interested in it, and I can't wait to try it out. But I need some money before I do, because it really is one of those stupid things where I'm like, $20, okay, and I'm trying to stop doing that with my life. Trying to.
Yeah,
but yeah, I should be patient. And
well, by the way you're talking about it, I think you should, because I mean it doesn't sound like one of those stupid things like, should I have another Doritos Locos Taco, making my sixth one?
Yes.
Or should I not? I mean,
those Doritos Locos Tacos are not worth the money.
You sound like extremely passionate about this, so you should
like $1.30.
Well, I love seeing the metagames that come up around it and the way that society functions. I'm kind of like a nerd sociologist, but I just like seeing how people respond and what kind of like different cliques and groups grow out of chaos situations like this. And I think it's really cool to watch things take shape in a certain way. And it's like EVE Online, that's one server, so there's only one of everybody, and seeing them come up with their own vigilante forces, and just the way that nature unfolds in a virtual space like that is really fascinating to me. I love it.
I think now they use EVE Online as a lot of groundwork for how people react in certain situations for like sociology classes.
Oh, they do. They have they employ some serious people there too. Like they have a legitimate economist that works at the place that EVE is made. I can't remember what it's called. CCP, I think it is. And he just watches everything that goes on in that universe and makes reports and watches how things go and reports on it and stuff like that. Real jobs for real people, not just nerds. And really interesting stuff comes out of it. So super cool.
I know also there's a while ago in World of Warcraft, there was like some type of sickness that came out that could kill people.
Yeah, there was kind of a spreadable disease.
Yeah, and like people that follow disease control and stuff like that use that as an example, because there's like the type of people that, well, if they're infected, some people will quarantine themselves. Some people will try and infect other people. Some people will try and save their friend from infection, that type of idea. So they use that a lot for disease control. Just stuff that you can't do naturally,
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff has happened in games. And it's a great testing ground because people act like there's no consequences for the most part in that. And God knows there's enough people that go through life like that out there. Assholes.
I apologize.
Yeah, well, that's enough out of me. You ready to hear me talk about the big announcement that happened today?
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have been told that the new Game Informer cover, and I also have the details on the inside of it, is the Elder Scrolls Online, which nobody really was sure was coming and didn't really expect it. Now, let me talk about the first most important thing. This game is not being developed by Bethesda. It's being developed by ZeniMax, which means it will not be as glitchy. Yay!
Okay.
They started working on it in 2007. I've got a giant list of bullet points here, and I'm going to go over some of these. It's scheduled to come out in 2013 for 2 platforms, the PC and the Mac.
Okay.
It is an MMORPG.
Mm-hmm.
This time, saving the world from the awakening of ancient evil is just the beginning. What happens when hundreds of thousands of prophesied heroes all think that they should be the Emperor? Should have full voice acting. It takes place 1,000 years before Skyrim and things like that. It's going to be the entire landmass of Tamriel, which is much more than just Skyrim had, and much more than Morrowind, much more than
Oblivion.
And the others. So it's going to be huge. The art style looks like Rift or EverQuest 2. You cannot be a werewolf. You cannot be a vampire. There will be crafting. There will be alchemy and soul stones. I'm sure HP's thrilled to start cutting wood.
Yay!
With his burning axe.
I'll
Daedric
show you my
princes-
burning axe.
There will be Daedric princes in the game that will do things, and a primary
Nice.
antagonist as well. Constellations will be in the game, if you're into constellations.
That leveling system. I like that leveling system.
You do like that?
It wasn't as bad as Oblivion, so it's a step in the right direction.
The Skyrim AI will not be in this game, so you don't have to worry about the weird things they did. There will be mounts in the game, but no flying mounts, so no, you cannot ride a dragon. And they've also said there will most likely not be dragons in this game, period.
Now, you said hundreds of thousands of heroes fighting to be Emperor. So every every person that plays the game is trying to be the Emperor? Is that the...
Apparently so, according to them.
So
That's the story.
it's undoubtedly PvP, right?
As far as I know. Hang on. There will be no player houses. You cannot do any romances or marriage in it. Oh, sorry, HP.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Not all the provinces are included in their entirety. Large areas will be inaccessible to save them as expansions, which kind of... Like, for instance, Windhelm will be there, but Winterhold and the Mages College will not be in there. That's great. There will be 3 player factions, which is the Ebonheart Pact, which is the Nords, the Dunmers, and the Argonians. The Aldmeri Dominion, which is the Altmer, Bosmer, and Khajiit. And the Daggerfall Covenant, which are Bretons, Redguard, and the Orcs. I will be an Orc if I play this.
I was also an Orc with a Hulk Hogan mustache in Skyrim. I think I would be the same.
And HP will be an Orc?
Why would I be an orc?
Oh yeah, you're a furry. You'll be a Khajiit.
Apparently, I will be a Khajiit.
Expect every furry in the world to play a Khajiit anyway.
This is true.
Let me see what else there is. There's no hub to the game. It just says it will use a hubless design, so that's what you figure. If you don't pick up a quest to do something, like for instance, if you kill some necromancers that would give you a quest, there's an effect in that where the shade that you free will reward you. So even if you kill a quest giver, someone else in a way can reward you for that.
Okay.
So that's kind of an interesting thought. You can explore almost everything that you see. You can't master every discipline in this game.
Good.
There will be limits. Good. I will no longer be the warrior magician that I've always
Thief.
Apparently when you play, your soul has already been stolen by a Daedric prince, which is the reason why you can come back from death over and over again, and the plot is that you're fighting him to get your soul back. That's the thing.
Okay.
I don't know, that pro kind of outweighs the con of not having a soul, right? Like, oh, you can't kill me, but you have my soul,
Apparently you can get max level in about 120 hours, which is not very much time at all for an MMO.
No.
Yeah, no, that sounds like how much time you'd spend with the regular version of the game.
Yeah. The game features 3-faction PvP where you fight to take over keeps and use trebuchets and other siege weapons to help you do it. Near the end of the game, you're doing a 100 versus 100 battles. There are farms and mines you can essentially take over. A lot of this happens in Cyrodiil, where your goal is to take over and hold the Imperial City to get big bonuses for it for your faction. Basically, it's a big PvP area in there. The most accomplished PvP player on your faction becomes the Emperor whenever you take the capital. So basically, the MVP is the big king dingaling whenever you do that.
Wow.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully get some sweet loot or something for that.
Yeah, does it say what happens?
He has to sit on the throne and just listens to everybody's bitch and yell at them.
It doesn't say in specific what you get, but I'm sure there will be plenty of things. And it'd be kind of cool to be that dude, you know?
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. And maybe you have to win the Emperor's favor by bringing them weapons or whatever.
I would make a character named Brutus, and I would fuck that bitch up.
Yeah.
Brutus. There are also going to be raids and heroic modes for dungeons. When you take over Cyrodiil, you can adventure in it as it is a hostile city, kind of like Kvatch, if that makes any sense. So if you're not in control, it can be kind of a mission area, and you can get things done there. So that's a neat idea. They didn't say anything about sneaking and things like that. Let's see what else there is. There will be a Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, but they will not tell you what form it will be in. Yeah. So, NPCs will work together and play like players when fighting you, for whatever good that is. Hard to say. They want the AI to be good, so instead of enemies sitting around in a dungeon and waiting to be pulled, you will be attacked by the whole room, and they will try to react to how you're playing.
That's kind of scary, actually.
You destroy dark anchors to gain reputation with the Fighters Guild. These are large hooks that fall from the sky pseudo-randomly and have Daedric Guardians next to them. They're easier to kill with a group, and once destroyed, everyone gets a reputation boost, and you get new skills and abilities. So basically, these giant-ass hooks just fall from the sky, and you're like, oh, boss, let's go.
That's kind of cool.
The combat model will not be a real-time thing. So I guess you can kiss the old one goodbye.
I worry about real-time MMOs anyway, so I think that'd be for the best. Cool downs and whatnot.
Yeah. So that's everything major about that I've heard so far.
Cool.
Bringing the interesting stuff. But what do you guys think? Is this something you want to play?
Let's see. I played WoW. I'll play WoW for the next expansion. I've tried the Old Republic, so I think I would try this out, depending on how varied it is. If it's really different than the other two, I would definitely try it out.
I don't know. MMOs, man.
Why are you scared of MMOs? Why are you scared of that? Do you not? Are you antisocial or? Yeah, don't be scared, son.
I ain't scared.
Pardon?
You don't want the time sink?
Pardon.
Well, I thought you were talking to me. You said son.
No.
SON. Must I spell it out every single time I use that pronoun?
Don't use the word and I won't get confused.
Okay, son.
Hey. Listen up, son. Yeah, I think it's parts time sink, it's parts I don't know, I don't know. I don't like game genres that I don't know very well. I'm not somebody who just jumps in. I'd like a little kind of a little tutorial welcome to MMO thing, and I don't know. I am also somebody who will flat out forget that I'm paying for stuff. And I don't want to be like paying for a subscription to a game that I'm not paying or playing. Because I will do that. I will flat out forget that I'm paying, $20 a month or whatever.
Cool. Well,
cool.
I'm interested enough just because they said that Bethesda's not developing this. So
you're stupid.
Hey, that thing was so glitchy.
You're glitchy.
Garb.
I'm shaking you.
And that's the end of the show with that bombshell dropped.
Bombshell drop. Thank you for letting us know a little bit about the Elder Scrolls Online. Did they have a release time frame?
It's 2013.
2013.
That's all they said.
But it's
so I would imagine late.
Oh, I'm sorry?
I would imagine late 2013.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
they would be smart if they dropped it in the summer. Just saying.
Okay.
When nothing's out.
when
That'd be
nothing's
smart.
out.
What video game publisher are you CEO of here?
I teach the maths. I like the numbers.
So you've done research that says the summer's the best time for them to release.
I'm just saying it would be smart as opposed to having people, decide what game to buy in the fall, like it always happens when people release 20 games in the fall. You have to make a choice as to what to buy. But if that doesn't make sense to you, that's fine, Sonny. Have a good night.
Well, if you go into that thinking that people perhaps won't buy your competition and instead will buy your game, I can see how it would be very beneficial to Elder Scrolls publisher.
All right.
If you're the king ding-a-ling and you've got all the people's attention, sure, why don't you cripple some other games while you're at it? I should work for Activision.
You should.
I think they're doing all right with their sales as it is.
Oh, now the tables have turned, Darkness. All right. Well, I thank you guys for listening to my garbage that I spoke about.
No, thank you for bringing all that stuff to our attention. I had not heard anything about Elder Scrolls Online. And I thank all of our listeners for listening to this episode 36 of the Games Only podcast. I have been...
What do we have scheduled for next week? Anything?
Game of Thrones, the game comes out 2 weeks, so I can't talk about that next week. So I'm probably going to be buying that as opposed to Diablo 3.
But they said that it's horrible.
Who's this they you speak of? Do they hide in the shadows and whisper?
People in the know. You really trust a Game of Thrones licensed game?
I'm going to have to give it a shot somehow. I'll try and rent it.
I understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just... I know better.
It seems like a War in the North setup in which you play two characters that are not in the book, but you kind of cross paths with those that are in the book. So I'm
Speaking
somewhat
of
interested.
War in the North, I have that game from GameFly, and I would love to get some co-op in at some point, either on the weekend or next week.
Are you
still on that, Doc?
Yes, I do still own it.
All right.
I'm gonna have to think if it scales for me or not, because then I would come in like really badass, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, kill everything for me." And that's not
just
how it's done.
The healer or something.
No healer.
Shoot magic bullets.
Yeah, there you go. You'd be the magic bullet bitch.
Man, the magic bullet made such sweet salsa. Yeah, and maybe some Xbox Live Arcade. I'm interested in at least playing the demo of Awesome Knots. It's another MOBA kind of Dota-style game, but it's 2D on Xbox Live Arcade and I think PSN as well.
Is that the next... Oh, I was supposed to say, is that the next Arcade Next, but obviously not because it's on PSN. What is the next Arcade Next?
This is the next one.
Minecraft is the final one.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Don't sound so crestfallen, guys.
Okay.
If I wanted to play that game, I would have done it when it was practically free.
All right.
I
know is that I will be able to make penis towers with my Xbox friends.
I kind of look forward to mining minerals. I'm going to make a...
Look forward to my video review, which will be hitting on Monday as well.
Oh,
I will look forward to that.
Let's all watch Sonny's video review. And
all you
then
have to do is follow at
prompt.
Sunflower4000 on Twitter, and you'll be able to see it right when it goes live.
You will. And I also do giveaways whenever I have codes. I gave away Walking Dead the other day, and unfortunately none of my close friends won it, but I would have told them to politely decline if it was a close friend.
Because I wanted...
then HP would have said, no, fuck you, I won.
Right.
Give me that shit.
I totally would have played
the way that
Dead.
contest went, to enter you had to name one of the dumbest things that you've seen in the Walking Dead TV show or comic. Almost everybody said something about either people using a horse or a motorcycle to sneak around. That sounds pretty damn stupid to me.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Apparently some guy with a crossbow decided to ride a motorcycle. Yeah, that crossbow's going to be real quiet, buddy.
Well, let's see. In the show, some guy set off a car alarm, and they just drove around for a while. And then after their distraction was done, they continued to drive the car around with the alarm going off. So that was pretty bad.
I've seen a lot of dumb shit, and I only watched the first season. I can't stand the show. I think we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I remember these things.
I don't think we talked about it directly, but you always go off on a tangent about dumb people, and then all of a sudden from dumb people it goes to people who watch people that watch Walking Dead.
Well, look, all I know is that they kept a barn full of zombies, and that's normally not a good idea anywhere.
Well, you have to put them somewhere.
It's like every movie that you see where they're like, and here's the zombie we captured. We're trying to figure out how they work.
Here's the laboratory full of zombies.
Like, so that's the chain he's going to break near the end of the movie when all the shit goes down. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, if it was like Shaun of the Dead, they used them for entertainment purposes. That would be okay.
That movie was so horrible. I'm one of the few people that hated it.
That's
well, you don't like British people, so that would explain that.
Oh, that's
that movie is completely contaminated with British people.
Also true. Cricket bat.
Cricket bat. Quiet, everybody. I hear a bitch. All right, well, thanks for listening.
And on that,
guys.
back to me closing it out, which I was doing 10 minutes ago. I want to thank my co-hosts, Dr. Gumar.
Oh, thank you. You're too sweet.
At Dr. Gumar on Twitter. And Sunflower 4000.
Walking Dead sucks.
At Sunflower 4000 on Twitter.
Walking Dead, talk to him about it. If you love Walking Dead,
so none of you guys,
the fuck out of him.
None of you guys played the Walking Dead XBLA game?
I watched.
No, I was waiting for my free code.
Snap!
When it was first announced, I watched like a video of a few minutes. I'm like, that looks kind of cool, but I already saw the whole game pretty much.
I think we all should at least try the demo. It is only $5 for the first episode on Xbox Live, so I think we should all try the demo and talk about that next week.
You just want us to just be hateful like you.
I just think that you guys should probably try it. That's all.
There's no demo on Steam, right? I mean, you buy the season's pass or you don't have it, right?
That's correct.
That's poop.
Yeah, just do that. Just try the demo on Xbox, and hey, if you love it, maybe you should just buy the season pass on PC. At least there's a way for you to play the demo. Thank you for listening. I've been Sunflower.
I'm confused why he wants us to play something that he hates.
So we can all talk about it together. Everyone loves when we can all talk about things.
It's a somewhat large release, and I think people would be interested in our viewpoints on it, regardless of what we think of the shitty source material.
Okay. That's a valid point. Good night, everybody.
That's been episode 36. Thank you so much for listening. We will talk at you next week.
Toodle!
Tweet us how many times we said good night.
Good night. Ha ha ha, you have to change your list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Says. Sex.
You fought a way behind.